You were refusing to wait, like I asked you. You refused to wait, and you're rude.
I don't have to wait.
Okay, well, I asked you if you could wait a minute, and that's rude for depriving me.
And I explained to you, and you were listening. So.
Well, I was doing something with my tablet because it stopped recording on its own. Okay, so that was really rude for you to force your way on me, and you saw that I asked you if I could wait, if you could wait.
Here's the deal:
I just asked you if you could wait, and you deprived me of that right.
Here's what's going to happen at this point. Okay, I can give you a call for service number if you'd like.
Okay, so basically you're tampering with evidence like you guys have done years, so you are not willing to investigate.
Would you like the call for service number or no?
Okay, go ahead. I hope you get your felony.
The call for service number?
Why do you guys consistently commit felonies and nothing's done?
Would you like the call for
service? I mean, I don't have a choice. You get away with felonies year after year.
Okay.
You probably set up the cars to do it. I've already answered you. You're committing a crime. Give me the crime right now. Go ahead and give me the crime.
I don't get what
you're giving me a call for services number where it won't get investigated as criminal. Go ahead and give me the crime you're willing to give me with no investigation.
Okay, I'll give you the call for service.
They're behind it. That's why they won't investigate it. Guns pulled on me, child abuse. They don't give a damn. And they didn't before COVID. The murders, they don't give a damn. This is where we're at. I'm sorry that I'm not handling it the way that other people would handle getting terrorized by law enforcement. Clearly, I'm not Martin Luther King. Terrorized year after year, and they do this same chaos, no consequences, none whatsoever, ever. It's sick. It makes me want to throw up. For years, murder, child abuse, it just nothing is reportable. Nothing before COVID. So I was ignored then. Hey, you guys were on punishment too. Now you get to see what you conspire with. Serve and protect. Not everybody has value enough to the government to get that, have that. It must be nice. Well, I can't get protection anywhere. Nor my family. But like I said before COVID, I think this is a threat to national security. I don't see a lot changing. I hope you got your felony. Right. So I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you guys have been getting away with an insane amount of power, abuse of power, and letting someone that's sadistic and psycho control you. So for a long time, I would go to a multitude of locations. And at these locations, they were so insane, they thought they were going to give me a criminal trespass everywhere to deprive me from being everywhere. And they were doing it. So they let this man and his mental illness deprive me of being anywhere because he was jealous. So at restaurant to restaurant, they would give me a criminal trespass at locations that I frequent, even from catching the bus for this man and his sadistic behavior. That's what the government did for him. They allowed him to steal Health and Human Services food stamps, Social Security Administration benefits, all kinds of avenues of income, even from my employer. Then scheme with my employer to deprive me of the job. So here's the kicker. So I've been reporting him years, and all law enforcement was covering for this sadistic man's behavior. Then when he got his crimes, he got caught in his criminal activity, COVID happened. Then no one had rights. So obviously, if you guys didn't have common sense and you were letting someone mentally unstable control you like you're doing right now tonight, trying to give me a criminal trespass from catching the bus, place to place, keeping me from even purchasing food and water with no consequences. Obviously, I thought you had lost your ever-loving mind and created COVID to keep me from services by letting a deranged stalker run you. So if all these schemes,
else I can help you with?
Well, I don't think that this is a threat to national security. Why would you blow it off?
All right, thank you.
Obviously, there must be some substance to what I'm saying. You don't walk off when someone's explaining some extreme events like this unless it's true. This is odd behavior, as it has been before COVID. You got to forgive me tonight. I'm hysterical, all this chaos consistently. Now you see why I did not know if I was going to get murdered at any point. And now, since I'm recording, they have stopped. They would actually assault me and arrest me for trying to get help to escape this man's abuse. I asked for it at Parkland, but they assaulted me and arrested me at New Beginnings at the domestic violence location just for trying to get help at the domestic violence support group. They were going to arrest me at Motel 6, but some witnesses came out. They started looking and asking me if I wanted to hurt myself. And then multiple people came out and looked. They heard me telling the police that they were sabotaging my shelter at Baymont. So how can I want to hurt myself by telling you this hotel was depriving me of services before COVID? I had to report it because so many places were doing it. They were behind it. So when they didn't want to take the report of what they set up at Baymont, so they asked me if I wanted to hurt myself, but witnesses came out confused on why, if I'm reporting that this hotel was depriving me of services along with a multitude of other ones, you asked me if I want to hurt myself. I've tried all I can do. It's a miracle I'm still alive, as I said. You know, I guess his infatuation, if he wanted to do anything to me, why? I mean, how easy would it be? We have stores conspiring. We have all police departments conspiring. Family members conspiring. Well, I guess I just have to give, I'm fighting for my happiness and peace. I'm not allowed. So for him to be able to get off, I have to be miserable. He has to terrorize me for his comfort level. That's what he likes. He likes snuff and terrorizing and hurting people. That's who's running the government. I can't stop it. So this is a video diary. I don't know how to, just get terrorized and accept it properly. Not have meltdowns from getting terrorized every avenue I take, even at home. I tried to get therapy, that's deprived. So I don't know how I'm supposed to take it. Not having value enough to get have placed 911 calls, or even get law enforcement from any avenue of law enforcement. Okay, I don't know what to do. So I'm going down the road and then I'll upload these videos. If I had to describe how this feels, it kind of makes you feel raped. It just makes you feel degraded and raped. I mean, to repeatedly, communicate an extreme amount of extreme events that people minimize and disregard. I just don't understand what's going on with this channel. I spent all this time. Is it real? Do people really see this? Is this what it is? So I'm going to go flag someone else down and see if they can see it, because I just don't understand. Do I need to continue to do this? What's changing? Just a lot of witnesses to witness the chaos with nothing done. So another thing that they do, as you can tell when I started recording, they're doing it again. This car's doing it. Let me stop. That car just did the flash and the lights came up behind me and flashed too. They time. They know the police set it up. Let me get their license plate number. Treat them like they treat me. I can't get law enforcement. Let me get their license plate number. That's what the security's doing. They set up abuse in the community like the mob. That's what our government is, why you witness it. Security was shining their lights in my face. There they go, right there. And then they try to hurry up and go off. Drive off. That's who's setting up the crimes. I mean, I can kind of see, don't you see why he would be infatuated with me? Who isn't giving, I want to say kissing is what? No one is standing up to this man. The FBI, DOJ, no one is. So I can see why he would be infatuated. I did not treat him like everyone else did. He thought that he was going to call me, talk to me, and degrade me and treat me any kind of way. I would deliberately want him to see how it felt. Am I saying I did the right thing? Absolutely not. But it is what it is. I degraded him. And I told him that I wanted him to see how it felt to degrade women so he can get a taste of his own medicine. I deliberately did it. And I treated him like the female. On purpose. And he liked it. Because I guess he has not experienced anyone like me. So, but it's unfortunate that he's able to live out this obsession through law enforcement. Everywhere I go, they're covering for him. You can clearly see why he would be infatuated. I just want it to end. He has a wife and kids. He needs to move on with his life. When he was conning me, saying that it was about the ring, the lie, but what is that? What is that saying? God's man's rejection is God's blessing. I don't know how it goes. I'm kind of distraught. Man's rejection is God's protection. And like I stated a multitude of times, I need to learn how. I tried to get therapy, how to not be, freak out of this. That's probably another thing that he likes, because I freak out. I have meltdowns. It's terrifying, and you can see that. So here's the security again with the flashing lights that's setting up crimes. Same one that interrupted me speaking to the police. Anyway, so this is a video diary. I guess I'll go in. This is the strange security that fled the scene. A multitude. Let me tell them that a crime's being committed. Yeah, if they're not setting it up. Let me tell them to check their camera footage. State enforcement. 1, 2. Didn't I say he abused tax dollars? Any kind of avenue he can. Hello. I want to report a crime. I want to report a crime for you guys to check the camera footage. I want to report a crime for you guys to check the camera footage.
Okay. What crime would you like to report?
I get targeted. I'm targeted, and there's a lot of cars that try to block my path.
You're targeted?
Yeah, by the government. I'm here on domestic violence pretenses.
You're targeted by the government,
right?
Because of the domestic issue?
Kind of like that, yes. I'm in a domestic violence crisis that involves the government.
Okay, so what's your door number? How many times have you reported this crime?
This is my first time reporting it. I noticed you guys leave the gate open now. So they have easier access to rush me with these vehicles. I just left the police department reporting it. I got ran off the road again tonight. It happens a multitude of locations.
Okay, has it happened at this location?
Yeah.
You have documentation you want to show me?
Not right now, but you can pull back the camera footage and you can see all these cars that came out. They do it repetitively. They come out at me when I'm crossing the street at a multitude of locations.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, you said you've been over here for a little bit over a year. This is your first time reporting it. Why now?
Is there a particular reason why I can't report it if it just happened?
Oh, no. I'm just asking because you said it just happened over the course of you living here, right?
Right, but I just can't get law enforcement. And I thought since I couldn't get law enforcement, maybe you guys can get down to the bottom of it since I'm deprived of law enforcement.
Okay, do you live by yourself?
Why?
I'm just asking out of curiosity because if you're living with someone and they are a witness, that's something we can document in the report.
Oh, you didn't want to look at the camera footage and see it?
No, I'm gonna request that they look at the camera. Man,
okay.
I'm taking your report, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
in order for me to do that, I have to ask some follow-up questions so that when I bring it to management, these questions are already answered.
Okay, yeah, because they already know that I, have issues, and I told them.
The front office know?
Yeah, I'm in here on domestic violence pretenses. I've told them that.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to keep the gate closed all the time. Why are they leaving it open? Because it was harder for them to rush me, and it's just escalated because they're now leaving the gate open.
What do they look like?
It's a multitude. Why is the gate open?
I'm asking like.
Why are they leaving the gate open now?
What are the people who rush you?
You don't want to talk about why the gates are open?
Ma'am, I'm going to.
Because if there's
that, ma'am,
okay, because if they're trying to push that
description, the suspects.
It's
might
a
be
lot
still
of
in the
them.
area.
It's a lot of them. I get gang stalked by a multitude of people.
Okay, so what I'm telling you, what do they look like? Are they black, white, Hispanic?
Black, all different colors, nationalities. Gang stalking.
What do you mean by rushing you when they try to get you?
Like when I'm crossing the street, they come out at me. They want to start on me. I'm getting terrorized. It's a harassment scheme.
So how do they rush you in another car, or are they run?
Yeah, they like, let's say that you're walking past the street, crossing the street. Let's say you're crossing the street and multiple cars come at you. Would that be terrifying to you? And they don't stop. They don't yield. They don't yield to pedestrians. They come at you to try to scare you.
Yes, ma'am, I understand your concern. We'll fill out a report for you, okay?
Okay, thank you. But back to the gate. It wasn't that bad when the gate was closed.
We have no control over the gates. I will notate that in the report, okay?
Oh, okay. So the department was really stern at first, and it kind of changed. It's getting kind of bad over here since they changed their procedure. And with security over here, you would have thought, all these cars for security.
Ma'am, I will notate your concern.
4 cars. Report, okay? Yeah, you should have saw it, because you guys, were you the one sped out? Because someone sped out to security, and it happened just now.
Okay, we'll notate that in your report, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, have a good night.
Okay, thank you. state enforcement protection. So it just happens everywhere. There's another video where they sped out. If someone would actually do law enforcement, what happened was all these cars rushed me, which is what they do. They want to pop out at you and scare you and startle you when you're crossing the street. So when I started recording it, security sped out. And like they fled the scene, and I had this in another video, they went to another empty parking lot where no one was at it. So if they're doing securing a neighborhood, why would they go to an empty parking lot that was closed? They didn't want to be recorded, so they sped off. I think that's what's going on. They enlist these security people to terrorize the neighborhood like the mob. People have lost their minds, so they're letting this corrupt man that's not mentally stable. Then whenever I try to get something done, they guard staff and enforce crimes like they do at church. Anyway, it's a video diary of what people will do for profit. They're doing it again. I'm trying to record it. State enforcement.